So my first thing really to you is to build a team for sustainability. I think that's one area that I felt over a period of time that I failed to do adequately. So the first thing I would look at building a team for sustainability is develop a team that will work with you. I'm assuming that most of you are probably teachers and are very committed teachers and have lots of things on your plate. So this is really a lot to put on over and above what you're doing already. So, include the administration first off. They're most likely going to be the most consistent people throughout the years. Involve teachers, for us in New Brunswick, it's called the Parents PSSC, which is the Parents Association for the school. Include them, go and give them presentations, include parents. Kitchen staff are really, really important if you're cafeteria staff. Once I got to know the chefs we had Charswell, which is an organization that we could contract it with. So that made it a little bit tricky. But once I knew who the cooks were and explained what the focus was, they were very good in moving forward. Develop a partnership with your farmers and food processors. Public health and dietitians are really important. In New Brunswick, I'm speaking to New Brunswickers, a few out there, your district community coordinators are really important to help you, and also other community interests that you may find. And develop a team that helps you to develop some of your goals and responsibilities moving forward. So that would be number 2. Basically define what your goals are for short term and long term, and who will take those responsibilities over. It's worthwhile taking the time to do that. I know that's a lot of work, but if you want it to be sustainable over a period of time, I would recommend you do that. And also the third thing in building a team for sustainability is define for the people involved what their commitment is. For example, if you have a coordinator, is that a 2-year term? Or is it just a 1-year term? I would suggest you should have it as a 2-year term, because your first year really is a building and learning year. For example, your volunteers, is that just a 3-hour commitment a week, or is it longer? So just who's going to be taking that responsibility and how long, and that allows you, I think, to build a team for sustainability. So that would be the first thing I'd suggest. And as I said, I did all that wrong the first year, but as we moved along, I learned that I cannot do it alone, and I know as much as you are committed to this and have such passion for it, you can't do it alone. So seek out those people that can help you along the way. The other thing that I'd suggest is get your school community involved. So for example, we spent a professional development day with the teachers, just talking about what that would mean, what this salad bar would mean for our school, and how we could actually use that in our curriculum to make curriculum connections for the school. And also engaging the students in decision-making process. They were instrumental in determining what kind of things went in the salad bar and marketing the salad bar. They're very helpful in that regard. I'm sorry I can't show you the pictures, because there's some nice pictures of the kids working at that. But anyway, so that would be something I'd really encourage you to do. The third thing is marketing. The kids love to do this, so I don't think you'll have any problem engaging them, but doing things like taste testing. We had the culinary arts students come in from high school. We were fortunate they were just across the street, and do little small samples of vegetables and things. The kids loved the white carrots, they call them, which are parsnips, but they love those, and just an opportunity to try that. So and we developed things like your questionnaires and announcements and themes and contests, and the kids love doing up signs and doing the announcements themselves. So there is a fair bit of marketing involved. We spent about 2 to 3 months, even before we started, with the salad bar, just doing taste testing and building it up and to make it exciting. So that would be the other thing. The other thing I'd talk about is making connections. And this is more long-term. And again, I wish I could show you the pictures, but things like we had a chef come in and do some demonstrations with the children, on how to do basic cutting up of vegetables. He demonstrated how to make an apple into a rose, and that was like, wow, wonderful. We had a day of art on the plate. So basically the children were given different vegetables and fruit, and they made art on their plate. They made all kinds of really cool pictures with the food, and then they ate it. So you get to play with your food a little bit. That was kind of fun. We had dietitians come in. And eventually we developed a cooking club for the grade 4s. And again, this is long term. So please don't think this is first year. But I guess the idea is really trying to make connections with salad bar and other aspects of your school day will also not only help with development of those healthy eating habits, but also maybe inspire other people to get involved in this project as well. And as I said, we had gardens in our school, and that is a wonderful way to make that connection between salad bar and school curriculum. Things like stone soup. The kids made stone soup basically, and we invited senior citizens in to come in for that day. We had the high school help us with a variety of things as well. So there's lots of ways to get, and we also had like a mini market from that we could, the kids could try different produce too and purchase produce. So as I said, make connections, because that will help you long term as well in developing community resources and resources within your school. So having said that, there's lots of exciting things you can do with it, but I would really encourage you to start simple and start slow. So for example, we started with just once a week salad bar, and that allowed us to kind of see where we needed to improve or what was working well, what the kids liked, what they didn't like. So that's where I would encourage you to go. Look at maybe possibly pay ahead options. The nice thing about pay ahead is that it allows you to know how much produce you need for that week. There's a variety of ways you can do that. We did the old school way. Was basically we sent home a little written form to the kids. This is 2014 after all. And they just filled that out and they sent it back to the school to say, yes, they went to salad bar that week, or then we didn't. So we knew ahead of time how much produce we would need. So we tried to reduce waste as much as possible. Equipment needs, keep that simple. Again, I overdid it. I bought 2 salad bars, which initially for the first 6 months we probably need it, but after that, we went from 140 kids going through the salad bar to probably an average of about 50 to 60. So if anybody needs a salad bar out there, there's probably one for sale at Salisbury Elementary right now. Health and sanitation, consider those issues as well, especially in the times that we are right now. What will that look like around the salad bar? And also there will be a need to kind of educate the children about what that looks like, depending on whether you're doing elementary, middle, or high school. There will be some educational component to that as to how they will use the salad bar. The other thing is, with the start simple and slow theme, is that, look at low prep fruits and vegetables, proteins and fibers. Don't go for the big recipes initially. Really just, like grated carrots was a big thing in our salad bar. That was one of their favorite things. So yeah, so keeping that simple. The other thing I'd encourage you to do is keep track of the produce that you're using and how much, just for future planning. That's think of a system that you could use for that. And as I mentioned, train students on how to use a salad bar, and that will be different depending on what age group that you work with. And the last thing, I guess, is I encourage you to kind of get volunteers to kind of hang around the salad bar. Just because, for a couple of reasons. For the younger kids, they needed some support sometimes to use the utensils. And for the older kids, sometimes they just needed some support as to, like maybe getting, we needed to replenish a particular item in the salad bar. But it's probably for the first little while, you might want to volunteer at the salad bar, again, just to encourage and support the kids through the first bit. But as I said, you learn from your mistakes, and but I would really, again, as I said, encourage you to get a sustainability team to help you, because as much as I know you're passionate about this, you need a team approach to make it sustainable.